Hello friends, good evening, wonderful evening. The water fountain working, Paras Trinity and the moon bright and full. And the grass is green and the flowers are blooming. Well, life is the same. Well, today is 5th of April and I am making my 4th video. The 4th video I am going to make about health. Because I've made 3 already. I've got to make another 3 more. So today is the 4th video. Let's talk about health and life. Because my 60 years, whatever I've learnt or whatever I've gained, I'm trying to share. Well, there's a lot of water noise. So let us shift somewhere where there is less noise. So 60 years of my life, and I thought that I should make some videos, and this is my 4th attempt on a different subject. So today I'm talking about health. Let me tell you from my practical experience, health is the real wealth. Okay? Ask me why? Well, my basic understanding is that without health you are nothing. How? Well, I am a civil engineer. I did my civil engineering in 1984 from Bombay, and I went to Baghdad as a civil engineer, and there I was under tremendous stress because of various reasons of the project closure, and we had to work with minimum manpower and lot of machinery. So sometimes it's not possible to execute work with minimum manpower and lots of machinery. If you have one machine, it's okay, and 2 people, but if you have 4 machines and 2 people, then it's not okay. So there are fundamental calculations that you need, and my boss was one of those tyrants from the Indian Army who thought that he was not even a civil engineer. So that is a different story I've made out. So when I came back to India, I was employed by the same company in Bombay, and my ulcers erupted with blood, mucus and loose stools. I went to my cousin's, my friend, my classmate's sister who was in Cooper Hospital, medical officer, and she gave me many medicine for a month or 2, and it didn't resolve. Then she referred me to Dr. Barve, who is the doctor of Amitabh Bachchan, a gastroenterologist, in 1986-87. And then began my suffering with ulcerative colitis, and between 86 and 99 I was suffering and in and out of the best hospitals in Bombay, Santa Cruz to Mahim to Jew area, in all the big hospitals and all the big and best doctors in gastro. Now what happened was that whenever I would stop taking my medicine, my ulceration would again re-erupt, and I would have to stay at home, and my partner would go to work. And once I gradually recovered, stopped my medication, it again erupted. So that was how my life went up and down between 86 and 99. Now, during those years, I realized that medical science was not offering me anything, and gradually and surely my parents both got worried, and they would take me to different doctors, Unani, Ayurvedic, homeopathy, one Baba in IIT, IIT Gate 1, up a hill, right in Bombay, because somebody said he gives some medicine. So we tried practically everything that was told to us, to my parents, by people. But nothing seemed to be helping me. Then in 99 I read an article in the Indian Express about the ability of the body to heal itself. Well, I found the writer, then he gave me the address and the phone number of that gentleman in that article, and I went for healing. So I went to him and he said, yes, we can try your colitis, there's no problem. So I started paying and going for visits from Kalina to Ghatkopar 54 days, 2 months. And gradually my life got better. Then he told me one day, why don't you start learning? The students who were treating me said, why don't you learn rather than come and treat yourself here, from us. I said, yeah, good idea. So I took the first basic course, but then it was very laborious, 45 minutes, 1 hour per session for myself. Then I learned advanced. Then I started helping, joining people, meeting people. And I started helping people in Lions Club. Then I met somebody. Then they told me some new system. So that is how my journey in alternative therapy started. And the best thing is that when I was helping people in Juhu Beach at the Lions Club, Gandhi statue in Bombay, I would, in the morning sit down because of my expertise, wanted to practice on people for free. So I would sit at Juhu Beach on a table and I would help people, with acupressure, color therapy, magnets, that healing. And gradually I started realizing that so many rich people come for free treatment and majority of them were suffering, and they were very big film stars, producers, directors from the film industry, businessmen, and then they started inviting me to their houses for private treatment. And a few had bungalows on Juhu Beach, in the colony near Juhu Church. And that's when I realized that, and even one of the biggest, during the treatment, my course of treatment, even the biggest industrialists of India invited me for treatment to their bungalow on the beach in Bombay. And they still have an empire. Then that is when I realized that, and they have a 7-star hospital in Bombay. 7-star hospital in Bombay. I'm not taking names. And I got a shock of my life when I was sent to treat them by somebody who was known to them. Because that man, I can't call him any other name, that man utilized my knowledge and services to progress himself among the people. So I was the only gentleman available who was doing good treatment in the center. And gradually I started meeting many people because of my expertise. And we started holding a lot of camps. Then gradually in 99, I remember I went to Shimla, and on the way back I offered lecture on Sujok therapy and color therapy at the Gurdwara in Chandigarh on a Sunday, and on Monday, and I gave some treatment to many guests, many Sangat, not guests, many Sangat in the Gurdwara, before and after Langar. And there was one girl in the audience in the Sangat. She was a reporter for the Tribune. So then she said, tomorrow morning you will see an article in your name in the Tribune newspaper. And yes, next morning, Monday, we got up and we purchased the newspaper, and yes, my article was in the Tribune. So that was the first newspaper article. And since 1999 till date, many newspaper articles, magazines have covered up my life. And then we were very fortunate in 2006 to be invited by Aastha channel to host a program between me and my colleague Shilpa ji. We made 22 episodes which were repeated. Each episode was for 22 minutes on a different subject, and it was broadcast for 12 years between 2006 and 2018. And I remember I stopped that program the day of the monetization, 8th of November. And 8th or 9th of November. That is when I realized that humanity today does not bother or does not want to give much importance to health. They are only worried of money, enjoyment and party. So gradually between 99 and 2023, we have treated, that is me and my colleague Shilpa ji, we have learned various different methods and incorporated them in our protocols of treatment for various disorders. So we have made many testimonial videos which are uploaded on YouTube, and we also upload them on LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook. But at the end of the day, what matters is health. It's not that I do not get unwell, or my son or my family or my friends do not get unwell. Yes, they do get unwell. But we are able to recover faster with minimum impact of the intake of medication because of the alternative systems that we are using. Nutrition, iTerra Care, frequency healing, aromatherapy, Bach flower remedies, Radical. I'll tell you example. Radical. My ankle twisted very badly in Bombay, left ankle. Okay. So I talked to, and the next morning I had a lunch meeting with my colleague. So when I arrived, so she saw me limping. She said, "What happened?" I said, "Yesterday I twisted my ankle." So she said, "That ankle, your left ankle, is all about burden in your life." So I said, "Yeah, I am carrying a lot of burden." So she said, so she gave me an affirmation. Okay. She said, "Okay, do this affirmation 5 times." So I repeated that affirmation, that sentence 5 times. And each time I would repeat it, she would say, "How much better are you?" By the time I completed my 5th affirmation, I think I was well 90 to 95%. And till date, I am still 95-98% better. Well, there is a slight pain, but that is enough to remind me of my trauma, and gradually I know it will be resolved. But what I am trying to say is that we are able to understand. Had it been somebody else, they would have gone to a doctor. The doctor would have definitely done a X-ray. Then they would have put that bandage. Then they would have taken the stick, and then whatever they would have done. Maybe some anti-inflammatory medicine or whatever. But I didn't do anything, and you can see my foot compared to my right foot. I am pain-free and I am happy. So what happens is that we people, no matter how rich we are, we need to analyze why are we sick? What method can we use to improve our wellness, to help recovery? Now I've recently come across, 1 year ago, I came across a very good frequency, terahertz frequency product known as iTerra Care, in which we energize the water and use the frequency from the machine. It's like a hot air blower. Well, I've invested in 2 units. One is the basic and the one is the second part. And I have been able to request and join many of my known people into my team. And they are spread across the world. And they are using that product and they are promoting it among themselves and their family and friends. Likewise, there are thousands of people worldwide who've invested in the product with the hope of getting well. Because no company gives you any assurance, or no doctor gives you any assurance, nor do we give you any assurance about your recovery. But yes, there are different methods that you can use along with your medication to improve your life. Now I know a near family member, diabetic of many years, using the iTerra Care 20-25 minutes twice a day, taking energy water, taking minimum medication. Diabetes is 6.5, 3-month average. Enjoying all the Punjabi foods, enjoying lots of sweets and party, and going for a walk every day in the evening for 1 hour, half an hour, and then taking nutrition. Well, life is changed. Now, if we think, why should I invest for myself, or why should I invest for my wife, or why should I invest for my parents? Well, it's your choice. You will maybe be happy saving the money in your bank and enjoying a party or a dinner over go out with your friends or your wife and children while your parents are suffering. Well, that is how humanity is today. So please take care of your parents. My mother suffered a stroke. She was in the ICU for 90 days, 60 days one time, next time 30 days. And we lost her to pneumonia. And then we resolved her pneumonia. Then she suffered a heart attack and we couldn't bring her back. But while she was in hospital for 60 days first time, and then 30 days the next time after 1.5 years, the first time of 60 days in the ICU was very dramatic. So we combined so many systems of treatment in the ICU for treatment, and yes, she recovered. She had suffered acidosis many times or multi-organ failure, but God knows how she survived 60 days in the ICU with a ventilator. And yes, we were happy when she survived. Even the doctors in the Navy hospital in Bombay, INS Ashwini, were always happy to meet my mother every month when we would take her. And yes, that is life. So unless you don't try, and yes, gradually me and Shilpa over a period of time, with the success of our Sujok therapy and color therapy and acupuncture and acupressure program on TV, we wrote a book on wellness with acupressure and colors, because we realized that if we can leave a legacy for humanity through our knowledge, no matter how many books go out, at least people would use that knowledge for their betterment by applying colors on their hand and feet at various locations, or maybe pressure also. So unless and until you invest, and yes, we are regularly upgrading and investing in our knowledge. So me and Shilpaji, when we are working together since 2001. The best part is I understand one system of different types of systems, and Shilpaji does another type of project, another type of education. Sorry, the people are making noise. Let me move ahead. So idea is to gain new knowledge so that our patients can benefit from our investment in the knowledge, because we have now become healers. Now I have come across a new product which I'll be visiting in Bombay. Yes, it costs money, but the company, the research that I have seen show dramatic improvement and dramatic results. So I have decided that I will again invest. It's not much, it's only 12,000 rupees for a pen sized product, which you just swirl in the water and drink the water. And they say that people who have taken 1 liter for 3 months have really benefited. So I don't mind going to the company, buying the product and using it. And then if I benefit and then I realize that it's doing good for me, then I will invest for my friends and families, and I will recommend it to people. Well, that is what life is about. So don't try to seek guarantees or assurances from people. It's your money, so use your logic. Are you happy suffering, or you are happy giving it a try? Well, I am happy that I gave it a try after reading a newspaper in 1999 in the Indian Express. In those days, internet was not available, but I acted on that article. Okay, I read that article and I talked to my father. My father said go. So from Kalina I went all the way to Nariman Point, to Indian Express House behind Oberoi Towers in Nariman Point. Sat there whole day hoping to meet the writer of that article, and he did come in the evening after 2 days. Well, I didn't give up hope. I sat there 2 days until I met him, and then it took him a week to get back to me, and I'm grateful that he got back to me on the landline, and he gave me that number that I could go and meet that gentleman. Well, that is what destiny is about. Destiny is about giving it a try, and I don't know where I would have been if I had not acted in 99 on that newspaper article. Maybe I wouldn't even be alive. I don't know. But Vaheguru, God Almighty, the universe had something better for me as a civil engineering contractor, government contractor, earning lots of money, ethically, properly, but it was not to be. So gradually, when I started healing people and traveling across India after 99, because we started getting invitations through the Lions Club, and when we would travel, then gradually my business started to suffer, and gradually it diminished, and gradually we stopped our contracts, and then my partner shifted to Valsad, where he made a retirement home, and I continued to help people get well, because I could not continue in two boats, being a contractor and traveling and treating people, because traveling and treating people needed lots of time and effort. And even being a government contractor or a private contractor, you need to be on site. You can't rely on people. You can tell them what to do, but you need to check out what mistakes are being made and how to execute, and do minimum damage and continue with the work, because it is all renovation. So you have to be very careful of the labor, of the staff, of the surroundings, of so many things as a contractor. Safety regulations, water, electricity. There's so many people and so many things to take care of. So I'm very happy that I the universe forced me to quit my contracts by giving me less jobs, and I took up full-time healing from 2006 when our program came on television on Aastha channel. Well, all these years I've learned only one lesson. Health is the real wealth. No matter what you do, no matter where you go, look after your health, because you may have lots of money, but that money will not help you when you have certain issues which are so complicated that even medical science has nothing to offer. Well, we have been able to help people with such cases on the internet after understanding, and they coming to us because of our social media presence on Aastha all those years. Now it's through YouTube and all our other related social media channels that people connect to us for treatment. Well, I hope, and yes, I am colitis free since 1999, and yes, I come to Delhi. This is Paras Trinity. It's a huge mall in Sector 63, and yes, it is a bright night today with the moon shining, and so did my life shine in 99 when I was able to start a journey to resolve my colitis. Well, that is Delhi too, where guests are sitting outside. Just like what our guests enjoy, we too enjoy our delicacy of Punjabi food. And if it's Punjabi, you can understand oil, spicy, but very healthy cooking. And yes, I do enjoy my pampering that my chefs do to me when I come to Gurugram twice a year for 1 month each to be with my younger son, who has opened this unit with his uncle and his cousin brother. And yes, I'm very proud to say that I have been medicine free from my colitis due to my efforts of using alternative therapies, because now that is what I promote and that is what I always advise people. There is no bigger blessing than being healthy. So I hope you understand and you take action about your health. And of late we've been seeing young people suffering heart attacks due to various reasons which I'm not going to cover, but people committing suicide, people with blood pressure, people with diabetes, young people with blood pressure, young people with diabetes, young people with strokes, young people with cancer, young people with suicide cases and what not, anger issues and what not. So all this is not good for the future, because remember, please be healthy for the sake of your parents. They gave you birth with the hope that you would be with them in their last days. Let it not be the other way around, where nowadays parents are doing the cremation of young children due to various issues, and young people are dying out at ages where we cannot even imagine. So I always pray for humanity, for health and happiness. So may you start a journey to explore how you can use knowledge to get well, along with all your medication that you're taking, no matter what you're doing, homeopathy, Ayurveda, acupuncture, whatever you are doing. Please, please, please research more so that you can combine more systems and get well faster. Yes, these systems need to be taken over a prolonged period of time and need to be done regularly by yourself. And yes, I'm very proud to say that we are the first batch of licensed acupuncture professionals by law in the country of India, in the state of Maharashtra, by law. Just like a medical council of India, we have a medical Maharashtra Acupuncture Council, Maharashtra Council of Acupuncture, set up by law in Maharashtra. And yes, there was a lot of exams, certificate verification, documentation verification, and yes, I am proud to be one of the 8,000 people in the initial batch in Maharashtra, in the land of India, where acupuncturists can now practice without fear. So that is one very good way, and now we will be able to go into 5-star and 7-star hospitals, into the ICU, and offer our treatment and work without any fear of any type of legal action. So I pray for you. Thank you so much for listening to me. So this was all about health is the real wealth, and this is a life learning from my 60 years of survival. Thank you. Stay well. Amarjeet Singh Narula, 5th of April 2023.